Not one missed payment, and banks are still shutting down accounts. So let me ask you a question. If you pay your credit card off early, if you avoid interest, if you've never missed a payment, you're a good customer, right? Wrong. Right now, banks are closing credit cards, wiping out rewards, and destroying credit scores, and in some cases, suing customers. Not for missed payments, but for paying their credit cards too efficiently. Yeah, you heard me right. It's called credit card cycling. And the scariest part, millions of people are doing this by accident. No warning, no notification, no education, because we all know they didn't teach us a damn thing about credit or finances in school. I wonder why. Maybe so they can force us to go to schools and get in debt? I don't know. But just imagine one day you wake up and you log into your account and your account is gone. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to understand the exact behavior that's triggering shutdowns, why banks see it as dangerous, how it turns into lawsuits. Yes, it's turning into lawsuits, and how to protect yourself immediately, because we don't want this to happen to you. This is one of those videos that can save someone's credit for years, and most people won't see it until it's too late. So let's talk about what credit cycling actually is. Let's simplify the entire process because it's very confusing to a lot of people. Credit cycling happens when you reuse your credit limit multiple times in one billing cycle. A billing cycle is 30 days. So here's a clean example. You open up a credit card with a $5,000 limit. We're just saying that hypothetically. You buy a $5,000 TV. Your credit card is immediately maxed out. Then you immediately pay off that $5,000. Your available credit refreshes back to $5,000. Then you spend another $4,000, then you pay it off. Then you spend again, and in 1 month, you've spent $9,000 to $10,000, sometimes more, even though the bank only approved you for $5,000. No missed payments, no interest, no fraud, but internally, that's a massive red flag. Now make sure that you stick with me to the end, because I'm going to teach you how to do this properly if you're rebuilding your credit. Because a lot of people are saying that, oh, credit cycling is bad altogether. No, it's not, especially when you're rebuilding credit. And the method I'm going to teach you, I have used it with thousands of clients that have increased their credit limits very easy and simply. But let's talk about why this is confusing everyone. Here's why people are truly angry and rightfully confused. For years, we've been told, pay early to boost your credit. Utilization resets when you pay. Don't carry balances. I preach that all the time, okay? Don't carry balances. And of course, avoid interest at all costs. That's the golden rule. So people think I'm being responsible. I'm using cash I already have. I'm not borrowing more than I can afford. And from a personal finance standpoint, they're right. But banks don't think like consumers. Banks think like risk managers. And credit cycling breaks several rules at once. So let's pull back the curtain and see the real reason why banks hate this. First, reward abuse. If your card offers 2% cash back, the bank expects to pay rewards on $5,000. You cycle it twice, now they're paying rewards on $10,000. If you multiply that behavior across thousands of customers, banks lose millions, sometimes billions. Second, credit risk modeling. Your credit limit isn't random, it's what the bank believes you can safely manage over time. So when you cycle, you're spending beyond approved limits, you're bypassing built-in risk controls, and you're behaving unpredictably. Third, this is critical, compliance risk. This is the part that people don't understand. Credit cycling closely resembles money laundering behavior. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? But it's a fact. Rapid movement of funds, synthetic cash flow activity, and even if you're innocent, banks can't ignore those patterns. If they do, regulators can punish them. Now let's talk about how account closures usually happen. You cycle your card a few times, nothing happens. Then one day, internal system flags your account. A risk algorithm reviews your activity, and no human ever contacts you. And then suddenly, account is closed. Rewards are wiped out. Yes, you heard me right. They will take your rewards away from you. Your credit limit is set to 0, but here's the hidden damage. If you had any balance left when the card closed, your utilization jumps to 100%. And that alone can drop your credit score 50 to 100 points almost instantly. Now, this is where things get pretty ugly. And let's talk about how people end up getting sued. Now, many people think if they close my card, Why should I pay? So they stop paying. Banks don't argue, they don't debate, they send it to collections. And then lawsuit is filed, a judgment's entered, and wage garnishment starts depending on what actual state you live in, and then bank accounts get frozen. And all of this traces back to a behavior that felt harmless. Not reckless, not irresponsible, not criminal, just uninformed, to be honest with you. So we need to talk about who's at risk most, because this doesn't hit everyone equally. The most vulnerable groups are gonna be students, using credit to survive between checks, holiday shoppers, large purchases, quick payoffs, repeat spending, and my favorite, the social media learners, following credit hacks without reading card agreements. And of course, gig workers, irregular income causing frequent payoffs and respending. If any of that sounds like you, pay attention to the next part. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Kenneth. Kenneth's credit score went up 282 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Arthur's credit score went up 670 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget Destiny. Destiny's credit score went up 264 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Here's how to protect yourself. Rule number 1, do not exceed your credit limit in a total monthly spend. Remember, we got a bonus part, so stick with me to the end because I'm gonna explain another part also. Rule number 2, pay early. Don't repeatedly reset and reuse the same limit. Rule number 3, if you need more spending power, use multiple cards. Request official credit limit increases inside of the app. Don't call and do it over the phone. You can usually see if you can get a credit limit increase inside the credit cards app with no hard inquiry. And space large purchases across billing cycles. And rule number 4, let statements close naturally sometimes. Perfect isn't always safest. Credit cards are not debit cards. They are risk-monitored financial instruments that you need to learn how to use properly. This entire situation exposes something uncomfortable. Most adults weren't taught how banks evaluate behavior, what triggers internal risk flags, and how compliance systems work. Yet your credit controls where you live, what you drive, what jobs you qualify for, and how much insurance you pay. And still, millions of people are learning these rules the hard way. Now here's my bonus on how to do credit cycling properly. If you've started with a new bank or a new credit union and you're starting to reestablish a relationship, they're going to give you a low limit. This is when it's safe to do cycling. Anything past $1,000 and you have a new established relationship with a credit card company is a massive red flag. So when someone gets a $250, maybe $400 or $500 credit limit, it's okay to push that to $500 and then pay it off because it's not an absorbent amount. You're actually learning to use the credit card and the bank is learning to trust you. So we want to build trust and reduce risk. When we do it with a lower card, it's not a big deal. But when you do it with a $5,000, $10,000 card, that's gonna send off massive red flags to any banking institution. Last part's the most important. Let me tell you a funny little story of when I opened up my first platinum American Express card. I think it was like 2021 when I opened it. And I was so excited about it. We went out to dinner and I ordered an expensive bottle of champagne. Well, when my card got swiped, I got an immediate text message from American Express. And it said something like, it's very unusual that you're using more than $1,000. We're going to approve it, but please moving forward, let's establish a relationship first. They sent that to me in a text message. I was like, yo, this is kind of crazy. I never had any credit card company ever do that to me, but American Express was the first. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. You can do everything right and still get punished. If you don't know the rules behind the scenes, credit cycling isn't a hack. It's a silent trap when used improperly. So if you use credit cards, share this because someone you know is doing this right now and has no idea what's coming. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with a 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.